this is Anna of Soul Embrace Tarot. So, some of you have been asking what decks I've been using, and so I thought I would share with you. These are the decks that I've been really using more consistently within the last year, I would say. These are the ones I like to reach for. They talk a lot, but as I mentioned before, you develop a relationship with your cards, and some decks don't quite connect with you. Like, that's happened to me. I've tried using decks and I just don't feel it. I don't feel it. So I put them aside, and then, like, that happened to me with this deck actually. And now this is the main tarot deck that I use. It's, oh, there's the Empress. It has words. I mean, if anybody's interested in my process, I can explain that in a separate video. But words are very important to me. They always have been. And I'm drawn to decks that have words. The words just bring it to life for me, and help me to connect more with what's happening. So this is the Intuit Tarot Controversa with keywords. They have it without the keywords. They're on Etsy. I'm sure they have their own website, but they're also on Etsy. I hope you can see that. I'll put the information in the description. I also got their Zodiac Intuit Oracle. This is exclusively my final clarifier. I like clarifying because I like getting into the details. Not every reader will do that. It's not necessary, really, but I like going deeper. For me, it just helps me give a fuller picture of what it is that I'm looking at. And I love these. I got this when they did their Kickstarter for this deck. Again, that's them in the corner there. I don't know if they're still, this was a mishap. This is not part of the red paint. Long story. Okay, I got that same red paint on their light gray pants. It looks like I murdered someone every time I wear those pants. I call them my murder pants. And then recently from them, I also bought the question cards, which is the little cards that have questions on them. These kind of things help trigger something within you. If it's something that you want to journal about, or if you're doing readings, you know, they really, I don't know, I found them helpful. And these are called just question cards for tarot and oracle readings, volume 1. And this is what they look like. Sorry, I didn't show you these. These also have a bunch of words on them and the images. So I love these. 108 cards. They're hard to, I have giant hands, so for me, even for me, it's hard to shuffle them a little bit, but I've gotten used to it. The other deck that I use that likes to talk, the Fin de Cycle, I know I mispronounced that, Kipper. And by Ciro Marchetti. I love this deck. It's very Bridgerton-esque, isn't it? With the little old-fashioned Victorian style images. Yeah. I like this one too. It loves to talk to. The other one that I use for clarify, so this is the main tarot deck, and then everything else that I use is for clarifying, for adding details. That's just how I work. You don't gotta do it that way. I love the Oráculo de la Gitana, the Gypsy Oracle cards. This little deck I am in love with. And this is by who? Sibila de la Sin. I don't know what the hell that says. No, I think that's just there. And those are these little cards. Oh gosh, my hands are... Sorry, a lot of these are upside down. Yeah. This little guy likes talking too. Then for guidance, I've been using I always, since I got it, include this deck, The Power of Surrender cards by Judith Orloff. That's the back. Oh, they're all upside down. Goodness. I love this deck. Okay. I also have used this deck for guidance. The Spirit Messages by John Holland. This one's beautiful too. And it has this one has a nice depth. How do I describe that? This one this guidance will get you thinking. And yeah. It's pretty good actually. Actually, I'm gonna start using this one again. I haven't used it in a while. Oh, because I moved and I put all my decks. I have at least 100 decks, which is crazy. I tend to favor certain ones. I even started to destash some of my decks because after I moved, I was like, well, do I really need all these decks? I really don't. No one needs that many decks. You just need one, maybe two. So yeah. Anyway, okay. So then for for romantic readings, love readings, I rarely use them actually in personal readings. I save these for the sexy readings that I would post on YouTube. I used to have a bunch. I took them all off. Every time I go through something in my life, I shut down my channels. I have a vlogging channel that I still haven't restarted. It's more of a crafting, art, creative channel. And my last episode, I just shut everything down. I'll restart it soon. Okay, so these are the sexy cards. This is the Tarot of Sexual Magic. I love this deck. Also kind of Victorian. I call it Victorian. It's probably a different era, but you know, these are fun. Oh, sorry, was I even in the frame? Sorry about that. So yeah, there's the Empress. And then the sexy, I went on a search, this was years ago, for the sexiest cards I could find because I was in that mood. And at that point, this was the sexiest one I could find. I'm sure now, because there's so many independent tarot designers, tarot deck designers, right? I'm sure there's much more to choose from. I'm gonna search for a couple more decks that I've had in mind that I would like to have. So anyway, yeah, this is the sexiest one I have so far. Did I show you the box? I'm all over the place today. I had a late start. I like getting up early. I mean, I did get up early, but never mind. Okay. I wasted a lot of time this morning. Yes, I was watching some Bridgerton videos. Like reactions to the season 2. Hey, that looks like Penelope. Yeah. I like this deck a lot too. This card came out for me. I was starting to do this was the other day. I started doing another reading for Nicola, and this is the card that came out. But I didn't continue the reading. I didn't I wasn't feeling that great. So I thought, nah, let me not do that. Anyway, yeah, this is the sexier deck that I have. And then, of course, the Romance Angels, which I had to buy the Japanese version. And I paid a pretty penny for this because it's no longer in... You might be able to find a counterfeit, you know, the Chinese ones that are a smaller version of the deck. You would be able to find it. The guidebook is in Japanese. But it's okay. I don't need to read it. I'm an intuitive reader. But the cards are in English. Luckily enough, that's why I got it, because otherwise, yeah. So this is good for love readings. And then finally, I have my deck. I saved the best for last, of course. I don't have a fancy box. Mine just comes in one of these simple boxes. Just because, you know, it adds to the price. And this took me 7 months to create. So I was pretty over it by that point. I didn't have the energy to even create the box. It's just, you know, it's just me wanting to make a deck and having a lot of fun with it. I have another deck in me. I want to make another version of an oracle deck. I had actually begun another oracle deck, pretty complex idea about the shadow and the inner child and the masculine and feminine energy, and I abandoned it just because life happened, and I don't know. Ooh, all right, recluse. That's a lot of us. Anyway, that's my deck, which I use as a clarifier. Although I've done readings just with my deck. That's what got me to connect with it, actually, because I started using it as my main deck for readings, and it worked pretty well as well. All right, that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. If I find links, I will leave them in the description. All right, thank you. My soul embraces yours. Namaste. Bye-bye.